Parents seldom accept as an excuse their child's plea of, "Hey, everyone else is doing it." However, psychological studies demonstrate that those same parents, and everyone else, tend to take their cues for proper behavior in most social contexts from the actions of others. This pressure is called the conformity bias.
Everyone wants to do is fit in with the in crowd. And so everyone sometimes makes the wrong decision in order to fit in, or makes a decision you don't feel comfortable making just to please other people.
Psychologist Solomon Asch found that when he asked subjects to tell which of 3 lines is the same length as the 4th, no one had difficulty doing it, unless they were placed in a group with Asch's confederates who gave obviously wrong answers. Under those conditions, almost all of the subjects found it very painful to give the obviously correct answer in contradiction to the stranger's wrong answers. In fact, most participants gave an obviously incorrect answer at least once during the study. This bias to conform is much greater, of course, when the others in the group aren't strangers, but are co-employees or friends. Or when the correct answer is not right there in black and white as it was in the Asch study, but is instead a subjective question, like an ethical issue.
I never really came in here and expected to party at all. And then it was kind of like, well, I guess if all my friends are, and I kind of want to hang out with all my friends, then, I mean, I guess that's something I have to buy into.
They're all drinking and you don't really want to drink, but you would feel awkward not drinking.
You don't want to stand out for the wrong reason. So sometimes it's almost just easier to go with the crowd.
The impairment of individual decision-making known as groupthink, where people deciding in groups often make more extreme decisions than any individual member initially supports, can exacerbate the conformity bias. It can be reasonably argued that loyalty and groupthink helped Morton Thiokol employees to remain silent about known O-ring dangers that caused the Challenger space shuttle disaster.
If you're loyal to someone and trust them and respect them, if they come up with a decision and, you know, in the back of your mind you think maybe that's not right, because of your loyalty, it can kind of blind you sometimes.
An employee at the accounting firm KPMG challenged the ethics of tax shelters that the firm was selling. He received a simple email that said, "You're either on the team or you're off the team." Well, everybody wants to be on the team. We all realize loyalty is generally an important virtue. But it causes a pressure to conform, and this pressure to conform, it has been argued, helped cause Ford employees to sell the Ford Pinto despite awareness of its gas tank dangers, and helped A.H. Robbins employees to continue to sell the Dalcon Shield contraceptive IUD despite knowing its ghastly medical consequences.
You don't believe that groupthink is what's going on. You just believe that you're as a group working together and coming to a great decision, and that it's just really nice, and that obviously because you all have similar opinions, it must be right.
Psychological and organizational pressures can cause even people with good intentions to lie or otherwise act unethically. Good character, unfortunately, isn't always sufficient. As Albus Dumbledore told Harry Potter, it takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends.
In this world, I feel like everyone's a puppet somehow. Like someone's influenced you to do a certain thing even though you don't want to. So as much as we want to overcome it, I feel like it's a very difficult thing to overcome.
I find that the hardest part is getting the courage to actually say no when everyone else is saying yes, or say yes when everyone else is saying no.
In the end, I think it is beneficial to the whole group when I am the one that takes a stand, even just so that I can get my opinion across. Even if they decide to go against me, at least I know that I tried and I did something.
When you step out and do something that's different or something that's maybe not accepted, that's when you feel like you really have made a choice for yourself and not for the people around you.
While I'm in the middle of doing that, it's hard and it's rough and it feels bad. In the long run, it's usually memories I look back and say, I'm really glad that that's the stand I took, and I'm really glad that I didn't compromise on that.